All right, round 2 is a go, and this hand is a sketcher. This is some bad stuff right here. We don't have any white mana, although if we do hit a third land, we do have Outburst and a couple Lightning Strikes. That's generally not good enough to beat anyone. And then even if we draw a white, it's like, sure, we're not really mana screwed anymore, but what are we doing with our lives, you know? We have a Seeker and a Raise the Alarm. Like, those are not powerful turn 5 cards. So, I don't know. This seems like a pretty easy mulligan. I can understand how someone would keep that, but that's like one of the big pitfalls, I think, where it's like, well, you know, I have 2 Lightning Strikes and an Outburst, and then if I draw a white, you know, I have like X amount of white sources, so I should hit it by this turn or whatever. But it's like, your hand is still bad. So, I'm going to ship this one, and oh yeah, this is a great hand, and it's one of the funny things about mulliganing, right? People are like, oh man, like I had to mulligan, and it's like, no man, you get to mulligan. I had that other hand, and it was bad, and I got to mulligan. I had the option. I took it, and now my hand is great. So, people I think just unreasonably complain about mulligans, but it's like, it is so much better to be able to mulligan than to have a bad hand. And I think that is one of the things that is sorely overlooked. So we're going to start off with the Scryland here. Definitely don't need another land, so we're going to ship that one. Would be pretty happy with any sort of 2-drop, although I'm also fine just going like Scryland, and like trying to set myself up. And then since our hand has a bunch of lands, probably want to play Ascendancy before we Outburst, just so we can get the loot, but it will certainly depend on what our opponent's doing. And he's Opulent Palacing, so, well, now we have a Raise the Alarm. I don't think that changes much. I don't think going like Turbo Raise the Alarm into, you know, whatever is really going to help us. We're probably just going to need Ascendancy triggers, so I'm going to go with the Scryland first, and then maybe drop the Ascendancy, maybe drop the Outburst. We'll see what he does, and we'll just kind of go from there. But I definitely like saving this Raise the Alarm for the Ascendancy to actually get a trigger. Alright, Opulent Palace, Temple of Malady, a lot of whip decks. So our opponent can play Courser, which will blank our Outburst. So I think playing it a little bit slower, especially since he just like didn't do anything on turn 2, I feel like it's a pretty obvious Courser. So I think we can play it a little slower, get the Ascendancy out there, and then, you know, kind of milk that a little bit, take advantage of the looting, and play the Outburst. Start filling our graveyard for any potential treasure cruises, and I can almost guarantee you there will be a treasure cruise in my future, because I don't have many futures in which I'm not treasure cruising. Let's just be real. You know, that card's great, and we should probably be playing it more often, but it's kind of funny to say considering how often that card does actually get played, but, you know. Look, it's Courser. I am completely not surprised. And a treasure cruise. See, I wasn't lying. Most of my futures contain treasure cruise. So I'm looking like a genius so far. We mulliganed to Sketcher. We successfully played around Courser of Crufix, which sounds like a funny thing to say. But I'm not lying. We did play around Courser of Crufix, so... Now if we do like a Stoke the Flames... That would be a good one. Get the extra Ascendancy trigger. Get to clear out that Courser. Maybe if we draw land, we can make some 4/4s. I'm not sure we can actually draw land and Stoke. Yeah, we can't do that, unfortunately. So, yeah, just looking for a Stoke, mainly. And then next turn, maybe get our cruise on, you know, and start crushing. In the meantime, definitely don't want to get Doomwake Gianted. So maybe I need to play around that and hold open, Raise the Alarm, but we shall see. We shall see. If he has Sidisi here, things are getting kind of bad, and yeah, there's the Queen. All right, now we have a Seeker. So I believe this means I can play Seeker and have Raise the Alarm. And if that means we have to loot away our Hordeling Outbursts, so be it. It's definitely not something I'm looking forward to doing. But you gotta do what you gotta do. This deck has a pretty high density of 3 drops, so looting away the Outburst might not actually be the worst thing, because then maybe we can double spell a little more often. And, you know, this deck is just generally full of great cards, so looting away one of our great cards is not the end of the world. So he draws an island, it looked like, and there's a Whip of Erebos on top. And it appears that combat is already very tricky for our opponent, but we'll see how much they care. And it appears they care a lot. So here comes the Caryatid, or Caryatid. The first one got milled. And the Coast comes down from the hand. And we're going to raise up. And this is a little dangerous, because this takes away our protection from Doomwake Giant. So hopefully we can draw something else. And there's a Stoke the Flame, so hello. Alright then. Man, now what do we do? So we can get in a big hit. That's got to be better. I think you just have to press the issue. I'm going to get to Cruise anyway, so even if I get Doomwaked, I don't think it's the end of the world. And I'm also not sure how many Doomwakes these decks normally play. Like, people's versions vary a reasonable amount. Let me draw a card. Let me draw a card. I want to see what it is. One of the most exciting things about Magic is the draw step. So making me stew in my upkeep is not very nice. And it's another Stoke the Flames, dear God. We are going off. Yeah, this guy is just dead. Not literally dead. Dead enough, I think. Loot, aka mill myself for 1. Yeah, sure, I'll stoke that too. Why not? You guys see it? Are you loving it yet? Just loving this deck. Mill myself for 1. Oh, let's raise the alarm. Kill your other creature. Treasure Cruise. Yeah, might as well mill myself. Could draw another Cruise. Could draw anything, really. Rabble Master, come on. That is such a weak draw. Give me some spells here. And I'll attack you for 1 billion. Roughly 1 billion. As far as turns go, that one was pretty good. And yeah, that's it. I just killed all of his permanents. They're all gone. It was only 17. You weren't even dead. Quitter. So I won't say that our last sideboard plan worked out perfectly or anything, but worked out pretty well. I wonder if these Chandras are good. Certainly didn't seem great last time, but they did get. I did get to a board stall. I'm gonna bring in the other stroke, and I'm gonna get these Rabble Masters out of here, and then we're gonna try and milk this Chandra. I think this might actually be a better sideboard plan. And then if somehow Hornet Nest shows up again. Got Chandra, we can outdraw it. Rabble Masters are gone, so we're not having these really awkward draws. And this looks good to me. This looks like a slightly better sideboard plan. I think we're learning, we're leveling up. And that's what it's all about. Just making sure that you're learning as you go and figuring things out and and trying new things and always Always questioning yourself, questioning what you know and what you think you know. I guess our opponent making us sweat our draw step made it even better when we hit the second stoke. So, I don't know. I'm kind of mad at you, but it was also kind of nice. Alright, so here we go. This is kind of similar to our hand before where we got some white cards, no white mana, but I think this hand is significantly better than the last one, and we have Chandra at the top end, so even if we're mana screwed for a little bit, and then finally draw our white, at least we have Chandra to keep doing some stuff. So we hit our third lance, we're almost to Chandra, we are on Outburst. Might have to not Outburst to stroke, but it looks like our opponent is playing a Caryatid, so we are probably going to have to stroke a 4-drop on turn 2 anyway, or rather we get to. But nope, just a Satyr Wayfinder. What do you reveal? Took a Llanowar Wastes. And we drew an Ascendancy. So, this game is certainly going to get played at a little bit of a slower pace. I'm not sure I can just run Outburst out there when I have the stroke. I kind of want to defend against a potential Whip or Sidisi. So, kind of unfortunate. Actually, might have worked out better for us if our opponent had Caryatid, because they could just accelerate into something this turn, but oh well. Then they got a Caryatid off the Commune. So a little late, And we have a Cruise. So do we Outburst or do we stroke? I think we stroke. A little awkward if our opponent just goes like Caryatid, whatever. But I'm kind of in some trouble. Need to play a little defense, I think, so gonna keep this stroke open, even if it is relatively obvious. Oh, and they just slam. Perfect. Perfects. And we had a Flooded Strand, so is it time to ascend? Or do we Chandra? I think we might want a Chandra, actually. Yeah, let's Chandra. Let's pick off that Wayfinder. Get that thing out of there. And then we can start flipping zeros. Give me a better chance to hit some land drops. You won't be surprised to see another Sidisi, and we see a downfall. Okay. Kind of crazy there. Now it looks like Caryatid. So, things like Hornet Queen are bad news. Bad news. That one. Reclamation Sage, also pretty bad news. Not much I can do about that, though. I could potentially wait till I had another white, so I could actually get a trigger off this thing first, but with 2 cruises, I definitely just want to go. It is a Sage, no! Oh. Unfortunate. We are almost at cruise, though. Oh, we have another one! Our plan is still live. We're going to loot, and then we're going to cruise. That's how it's going to happen. What is this? What is this? Dig through time? Jeez. That's probably pretty good. Man, FTK'd my Ascendancy and Dig Through Time with 7 mana. I need this Ascendancy to live. Yeah, Thoughtseize, don't care. Too many good cards, sorry. Yeah, I don't know what they want to take, but so still have 7 mana. Is it the Queen? It is the Queen. Alright, so now we have to battle through the Queen, and we're at 12 life. Might be tough, Oh, the stroke. You're so late. Okay, so we're gonna raise some alarms. We're gonna get our loot on. Kind of want that monastery. Kind of need this seeker. I'm going to discard the monastery. We're going to loot and draw 3 cards. I hope to hit a land. If we hit a plains, even better, because then that means seeker is there. Lightning strike. That might actually help. That might help more than seeker. Yeah, so we'll get the seeker out of here. We didn't hit a land, though. And we can't stoke. This is a disaster. Disaster. The whip. I'm dead. Get like a Sidisi. And the lifelink. Can't possibly win now. This is a shame. Huh. Alright, so everything's coming. And that's 11, so I have to block something. That stinks. So they're going to go to 21. You think I can deal 21 with a lone soldier? I think it's going to be tough. I think I'm better off jumping. Alright, I don't think I can win. I think I'm dead. I'm gonna play through this turn though and see what happens. So I don't think I'm gonna be using any blue mana this turn. So we can just go ahead and do that. And that is about it. I have 2 things. I can lightning strike. So I can go to 1. Okay. Alright, we'll ship this Chandra. That's gonna be... It's too much. Too much. And I think I have to strike now. Because I want to hit a land that might leave him with more bees. Ugh. Ugh. I'm dead. I'm very, very dead. Thought we were doing well. That dig through time put him really far ahead, though. That was really good. 6, 7, 8. Oh, yeah, I actually couldn't kill... I had to kill the queen in combat, so I just didn't die this turn. But I was dead anyway. Don't make fun of me. Oh, he killed all my permanents. Man. Beat me so badly. Alright. So do we want some angers? Like, what's going on here? This is kind of a weird spot. Chandra was okay, it got downfalled. Yeah, I guess that was a thing, right? That was kind of a painful thing, actually. I do like our configuration, though. This seems really good. I do think I want this anger. I think it's really weird and kind of counterproductive, but if I get in spots like that where I could just wipe his entire board, that'd be insane. So I'm going to cut a Seeker. Gonna cut a Seeker, and now we're some weirdo Ascendancy control deck. And hell yeah, this hand is great. Could certainly use another land or 2, and not as many raise the alarms, but whatever. Might be able to give him the 1/1 beats, especially with this Chandra. Maybe we can make his Courser not block or whatever. And he doesn't Thoughtseize me. We draw Seeker. That's so good. Island or plains? Island or plains? I guess it's plains, because we have way more white cards. In our hand, at least. And we already have a blue source. I think it's more likely we need 2 white sources. Satyr Wayfinder. Alright. That's a magic card. So I took the island. Not bad. And we don't have any lands. So we're not developing perfectly or anything. But we're doing what we can. We're getting our hits in, and next couple turns we can stroke his big cards, so maybe that's good enough. Am I supposed to block this? What the hell does this mean? Why is he attacking me? Am I getting drowned? I'm probably getting drowned. This is kind of a hero block. Oh, he just has a Courser. Well, now I feel kind of foolish, but guess I couldn't attack anyway, so is what it is. We really need to start drawing some lands. Hornet Queen on top. 7 cards in my opponent's hand. This is going to be tough. And he kept the... Looked like he kept the queen on top, or else just hit running queens. I'm not sure what happened. No land. Why am I so mana screwed? What is this? Downfall of my Seeker. Whatever. Couldn't even attack anyway, man. Guess you don't have many good downfall targets, but still. Oh, dig through time on top. That's going to be brutal, because then he can end of turn dig. I have to counter it, and then he can untap and drop some fatty boom boom. And you're just going to shuffle it away. That's great. I might have a chance now. Maybe he just already has a million digs. What is this crap? Doomwake Giant, get out of here. It is really sad when Doomwake Giant is the bait. I don't like my spot here. God! Maybe if I fetched the island, I would have drawn more lands. Yeah, it's kind of rough, where it's like, I think I have the tools to fight through my opponent's stuff, but going late, I just can't. I can't deal with him getting to 7 mana and drawing, like, potentially big cards every turn. So when I'm this far behind, it feels really tough to actually come back and win. Things like Hornet Queen. Oh, Drown in Sorrow, sure. Things like Hornet Queen are really tough to beat already. And when I just have no lands, it's even tougher. Alright, so here's the thing. I think my opponent... Yeah, my opponent has a queen, so I can't do anything. Just have to sit still. Yeah, now, yeah, he had a dig already. So this is bad for me. This is very bad. But I think I have to counter this. No, I don't. I'm scared that he's going to find a Thoughtseize and Thoughtseize away my counter and then drop the queen. But yeah, that's scary. But I can't beat it if... I can't beat the queen if he just plays it, I don't think. I would need to draw my Anger, and then even then that's not a lock. Because again, I'm so far behind that I don't think it matters. Yeah, and I just get Thoughtseized. So, good play on my opponent's part. You know, baiting with the 5, end of turning on 6 with dig, and then trying to set up queen. Did take my stroke. My stroke is gone. I have these silly Chandras just chilling. I guess maybe there's a world in which I can draw Anger. Anger away stuff. Maybe erase a whip. You know, like that type of stuff. Well, I'm going to block your Wayfinder because I know you have a Drown. Or maybe you shuffled away that Drown. Or dig through time to away. I don't remember. I'm not keeping track. Yes. Okie doke. Now it's time to try and play the Ascendancy game. Pretty sure he has a Reclamation Sage. So not super excited about my chances. I'm at 20, so that's a thing. He didn't start immediately tapping for Sage, but I guess it's because he has a Doomwake, so doesn't really change too much. So I think the end hostilities would be good in this situation, but I did get Thought Seized, and he would have known about them, and I feel like he wouldn't be overextending here. And then even if I Wrath, it's like he's got 4 cards, you know, like I still can't beat a lot of that stuff. I feel like the way I win is how I won game 1. So odds that my Outburst guys just die. Pretty high. Pretty high. We can't draw untap land and raise the alarm, so we're kind of in a pickle. We do have a Stoke the Flames, though. That is the good draw. That was the perfect one. Raise the alarm. Is that going to do anything? Probably, I suppose. And they have the Sage on top. Drown in Sorrow. Alright. Maybe this gives us a fighting chance. Get to actually kill the Doomwake, not take any damage this turn. Excuse me. Oh my god, it's a treasure cruise. Oh my god. I'm so excited. Gonna start things off with that so we have more fuel for this Ascendancy. Because we're gonna have to loot a bunch because our thing's gonna die next turn. So that's pretty unfortunate. But I think we can get enough use out of it. At this point, I kind of wish I was paying attention to the point where I knew what was in my opponent's hand, or at least had a vague idea. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and Outburst. Get some Blockerinos. And then we're going to be able to hold open... raise the alarm or strike. I was trying to decide which one, and then I just ultimately decided to not leave myself with strike as an option. So I'm pretty dumb. Well, what are you gonna do? We'll call it raise the alarm. How about that? Let's just do that one. I think I would prefer to strike his Sidisi. Alright, so he's got a whip on top. Now we have to find this erase. Yeah, that's horrendous. Gonna sage my thing. I'm gonna raise to get the extra loot. Get out of here, planes. How am I still playing this game? I don't understand. How am I not dead yet? It's gonna be really, really mean if I can't actually win this game and you're just messing with me. We're just gonna cruise for the full amount. I think that is a little reckless, but I'm doing it. Yeah, we drew another cruise. So that's kind of silly. That's all right though. Maybe I don't want to, because I. Hold on. No, I played it. That sucks. Alright, Ascendancy on top. I think I actually have to ship this because I need to find an erase. But maybe the erase doesn't even help me because he's going to whip back a Doomwake. Yeah, the erase doesn't actually help me. Not this turn. If I find it next turn, then it's good. But I can start things off with Ascendancy and then go from there. So, yeah. We're going to end up striking the Sidisi, I think. Oh, and he has a Hornet Queen on top. This is so tough to win. Alright, whip resolves. I don't have it. I guess I could have also found a stroke. Stroke would have been good. I assume you're supposed to whip Doomwake. That appears to be the case, so we're going to kill that Sidisi. Take a hit for 8. Play out this Ascendancy. I should probably not play that land, but I'm big stupids. This Lightning Strike isn't doing much though. I can loot that away and not feel bad about it. If we draw a good spell, then you know I'm not unhappy. And we drew another Ascendancy, so that might be helpful in trying to actually get through all this stuff. Although I might need this Lightning Strike, but probably not. Okay, so we have an Anger, so we can kill those bees. That's kind of awesome. Oh no, I do need the strike, I think. Because otherwise he can just whip Doomwake and kill me. I feel like he's supposed to just play a queen this turn, but I could be wrong about that. Going for the win after I loot away a strike is kind of silly. Oh, but yeah, he just whips the DC. So, yeah, I needed to keep that strike. That was just dumb. Man, I could have actually kept playing this game. Oh, I'm so stupid. He has 10 cards in his deck. Oh, man, maybe I could have won this game. That's insane. Because, like, he whips this thing, I can kill it, and then... like, I guess I don't get to anger away his bees, but maybe I can cruise enough to the point where I can, like, find an erase, find a stroke. Because I only have 26 cards in my deck, and I have, I think, 2 strokes and 2 erases left. So, yeah, maybe I think I just messed this up. That's insane. Okay, so the lesson here is don't play super loose because you can almost always win. So say I strike this Sidisi, right? So I don't have this Ascendancy. So next turn I draw for my turn. It's another Ascendancy. Okay, so I'll play that first and loot. It's a Temple. Discard this Flooded Strand. So now I have 2, 3, 4 cards in my yard. So I guess I can't cruise for a bunch. Well, I can anger. So we'll go loot, discard that, loot, discard that, cruise for 1 mana. So Ascendancy, anger, cruise. I have 2 mana left over. Draw 3 cards, or loot twice first. Draw 3 cards now. Erase, Stoke, and Monastery. So then I can erase his whip. Then he plays Hornet Queen. Draw for my turn. Outburst, loot, loot. And I have a stroke, but yeah. Okay, so maybe I was still going to lose that game anyway, just because of the exact, order of the top of my library or whatever. But man, that was close. I'm really dumb. I'm sorry, guys. I should have tried to pull that one out.